then we're going to move on to Google Apps for Education. So I believe there was another presentation done earlier about GATE as well, using different collaborative tools through Google Apps. So most schools now operate on a Google for Education platform, is that correct? I don't believe anyone normally works on it. Some work on Microsoft still, as a Microsoft school instead. Like using Hotmail and Apple. But generally, Google for Education is now, I guess, a bit more prevalent in schools. So some of the things you can use, and again, this is quite simple, but things like Google Docs, Google Slides, collaborative, the collaborative ability for them to actually work in pairs, or in groups. So going to the beach as a field trip for how coastal processors work, rather than having to carry around worksheets that are going to get wet or blown around or dirty. They can use things like the Google suite of products to be able to work collaboratively, take notes, take videos, automatically upload them straight to their Google Drive folder. It's safe. They can't say, "I've lost my worksheet on the bus," or flew into the lagoon. It's in the ether. It's there. They're never going to lose it unless they delete it. But what this does is it allows you as well to provide them with real-time feedback. So you can access their Google Docs, their Google Slides, and actually say, "You haven't done this very well. This is how you can improve on it." As well. Now, a lot of schools as well are now using Google Classroom as a sort of a way to feed this in as well. And what that does is it also allows you to see who's done it or not. So you can send them an assignment and say, "This needs to be completed by this deadline." You can see what every keystroke they're typing. It sounds very Big Brotherish, but you can see every keystroke they're typing. You can see who's turned in their piece of work late by only the shortest amount of minutes. You can see who's done it early. You can, using a mobile device, not on a laptop, but on a mobile device, you can actually annotate them and send it straight back to them and say, "You've submitted this early, this isn't looking that great, I'll unsubmit it for you, that way you can rework on it, do it again and then resubmit it." And it's a lot easier to work on than a constant book back and forth as well. Flubaroo has been a lifesaver for me. Has anyone used Flubaroo before? It's built into Google Sheets, so the Google spreadsheet, very similar to Excel. What you can do is, using a Google form, you can create a multiple choice test. And what I've done is, this is for a commerce subject I've done because you have the most amount of responses on it, but what is the age of criminal responsibility? Australia has a Bill of Rights, true or false? How much money is a penalty unit equal to in New South Wales? And that's a multiple choice test they do in a Google form, much like some Google forms you may be asked to complete by other people when you submit. What it does is it collates all the information for you in a Google Sheet, and then you run an add-on called Flubaroo. You don't need to mark anything anymore. Okay? You need to mark it once, you need to do the test once yourself to show the system what the right answers are. Once you've done that, you press go, and it'll actually say, student, John Brown, got 7 out of 10, 70%. If you've emailed it straight back to them, it'll email it back with a copy of the answers, what one they got right, what one they got wrong, and then it'll actually highlight for you. This is great for formative tasks, pre-test, because then what it does is, those orange ones, they got 40% as a whole cohort. So it shows me that they're really struggling with figuring out what the age of criminal responsibility is. That means that then I can use that data to then form a lesson around, well, let's work on this. Or Australia has a Bill of Rights. It was a 50-50, yes or no. 50% said yes, 50% said no. So then we need to build a lesson around that and say, well, let's get out of this whole idea of everything's American, and let's look at Australia as well in terms of we don't have a Bill of Rights. So it's great for formative tasks. You don't have to do any paper worksheets, tick, cross, hand the sheet to the person to your left. Okay, how much did you get? 17. They've scribbled one out, they've given themselves one extra or whatever. And that's saved. Unless you delete it, that's saved. Parent-teacher night comes around. Perfect, open it up. This is everything that's been happening. Okay, little Jimmy told me he got 100%. Little Jimmy's been figuring, but how can we work on it? Now, a growing area is virtual reality. I've brought one with me, so if you've never experienced virtual reality before, I've brought a little Google Cardboard box with me. Now that's about $15 made of cardboard. It is laminated cardboard, so it's quite sturdy. I've purchased one of these off of eBay for about $2, and it lasts about 30 seconds. So sometimes you get what you pay for. Now you can get expensive ones. You can get $100 ones, $200 ones made out of solid plastic, molded plastic, aluminium. It's got a strap that goes around your head so you can hold it on. They're quite expensive. You can get class sets for them as well off the Google website. Depends on your school. I couldn't purchase any for my class because of the way the accounting system works. So I had to went out and purchase just one for myself to have a play around with. Which again, at the end of the presentation, you want to see virtual reality, how you can integrate it as well. I've got some apps on my phone. You can pop it in. Yes.
Typo sells plastic ones for about $10.
There you go. There you go, $10. But again, if you want to get a class set, you're looking at 30. Unless you're shelling it out of your own pocket. The school might say you need a purchase order. It needs to go for about 5 different people. You may never see it for a year or whatever it is. So have a discussion with your finance people and see what they say. So typo.
Typo, $10 just clips in.
Beautiful.
You can't play with controls very easily on the phone, but it does the 3D stuff very well. I've got some dinosaur edges, brilliant.
Fantastic. There you go. So have you integrated that? Have you used that before?
Not yet, all of the Christmas is phone, so
good, fantastic. All right. So yeah, so at the end, if you guys want to have a play around, by all means, have a play around. There's one thing they're doing called Google Expeditions. You can take students on a field trip now. No risk assessment form.
Yes.
No. No risk assessment form. No permission slips. No parental permission. You do need a device, so either a phone or an iPad for it to work. Android as well works perfectly with Android because Google natively is an Android system anyway. What it allows you to do is take them on excursions around the world as long as you're all linked into the same Wi-Fi network. And this is what I was saying, this is what I wanted to do, but the Wi-Fi wouldn't let me, so I can't show it to you in real time. But you can take it to Mount Everest. There is a series of structured core and extension questions about Mount Everest already prepared for you on the screen that you can work through the kids with the answers there as well. So while the kids have got this around their face, they can't see or look at the answers. They can't see what you're looking at, so you don't have to worry about they don't know what I'm talking about. And it allows you to actually look through and say, okay, well, everyone, let's have a look at one certain point. So you can direct them to the one part of the mountain. Their device will pause until they all go towards that one part of the mountain. So you can then say, well, look, something's holding us up, what's going on? It is quite fun, this. And you won't keep going until all the students are on the same page as well. So you can't sort of zoom around and move around without the kids actually getting anything in. So you really have to wait for the whole class to get on board with that. Now there's Under the Sea, there's Mount Everest, there's infant histories, or there's World War II, shows you how trenches work and that sort of stuff as well. And that's free to use. All you need, however, is a set of the viewers.
As well. Agents 212, you can go to your
Exactly, thank you very much. Thank you.